everybody. Yay! I'm like trying to find where the little hole so I could look at that and not my whole face. Hi everybody. This is a different setting, so I'm hoping that the lighting is okay, and I'm just gonna wait for everybody to arrive. Today is our first ever Witchy Book Club. Yay! What is going on? Okay, listen, you guys. I got up at like 6:30 because I had to take the kids to school. I'm seeing people come on in, tell me hi, send me little book emojis or little worm emojis or something, so I know you guys are here with me. So we're gonna be going over chapters 1 and 2 of The Green Witch. We came up with this idea on Friday or last week when we did our other live stream of the Witch's Moon subscription box, and we all received, if you had the subscription box, you received this. Hi Crystal Mama, nice to see you here. Hi Holly, good morning to all of you. Unless you're like in the UK, which I know a couple people are coming from the UK, then good afternoon. So hi to everybody just joining in. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to find me. Hi Donna, how are you? So I also want to mention that last week when we did the live stream, I used my new phone, which I'm using now. Hi Nicole. Hi everybody just joining. We are using my new phone, and for some reason it has a hard time like focusing on me. So I went and I tried to change some of the settings, and I can already see that it didn't help, so it's fine. But how's everybody's day going? Hi Victoria Lynn, how are you? Yes, book emoji. I have some coffee. I tried to light this lovely candle, but I think it's done for. It like looks like there's a little left in here. Hello, but it won't stay lit. So I think we're good. It was roasted chestnut. It was really good. And I don't feel like getting back up because this is my chair. This is my jam. I really thought when we got this chair it was going to be like George's chair and he was always going to be sitting in it, but this is where I live. Holly, good morning. Going great so far and looking forward to the discussion. So am I. I'm very excited about this. Yeah, but I have my snuggly little blanket that I use. My dog chewed a hole in it, so it's not the cutest, but whatever. And this chair is where I sit hopefully every morning, if I can get to here every morning, if I'm not super busy. I tend to be really productive in the morning, or I really try and sit in here and read or just relax, cuddle with my dog. I post pictures of me in this chair all the time on my Instagram story. So this is going to be our book club chair because this is my reading corner, my little comfy reading. Hi to everybody just coming in. All right, it looks like we have a decent number of people here. I'm great, so excited for this, making tea myself. Enjoy your chair. Thank you. I was a little worried about the lighting, but it seems like we're good to go. So before we get started, I kind of want to take like a little poll or kind of see where we're at with this. I'm assuming that most of you here, Victoria Lynn, I'm really good. Thanks for asking. Hi Heather, how are you? I'm very good. Like I said, I got up early. I took the kids to school. Everything went well. It's a gloomy day here, but it's kind of my favorite weather, so I feel great. I have the day off. We're doing this. I'm super excited. Asta or Asta, I'm not sure how to say your name. Hi, I still need to get this book, but very excited to learn from all here. Yay! So that was going to be my question. So this is the book we're going over. It is The Green Witch. Hi, Brianna! Okay, so you might see that a couple people have the wrenches by their name. I went back and I chose a couple people that seem to always come to my live stream and that I think I can trust, and Brianna is one of them. I figured out finally to get moderators. We don't typically need them here. I have had 1 or 2 live streams where we've had some trolls and I've needed a moderator and I didn't have one. So Brianna, you are one of my moderators. If anybody has questions and I'm talking and I can't get to it or whatever, I'm counting on you to help out. If anybody else wants to be a moderator, I just didn't know who to pick, just let me know or message me on Instagram or something and I'll figure out how to do it. But I finally did. So Brianna, if you've noticed you have a wrench by your name, yay, you're my little helper. My little helper, like you're like a child or something. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I hope that you're okay with helping me. So anyways, poll. Somebody just said they don't have the book yet, but I would like to know who has the book. So if you have the book, send me book emojis or say like, I have it. And if you've read it, say I have it and I've read it, so like a book emoji and a worm emoji or something. And if you don't have it yet and you're just here to hang out, maybe just send me some hearts. I want to just get like a quick overview of like how many people here have the book and have read the first 2 chapters. And so I can get like an idea of what's going on here. I did complete both of the chapters. I read them last night. I didn't think I was going to get through all of it, but if you can read it fairly quickly, or at least I can. And I have some sticky notes in here of the things I want to cover and topics I want to go over. Is my chat like stuck? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, it is stuck. Of course, Holly. Have it, and I'm finding it delightful so far. Have it, read it. There's hearts, books, hearts, hearts. I don't have it yet, but didn't want to miss out. It's all good. We have a lot of hearts. Okay, cool. So we have quite a few people in here that don't have the book, have it, and read. Mine will be in the mail tomorrow. Good. I just want to get like an overview of how many people, and it seems like most of the people in here actually don't have the book or have not read the chapters yet. So lots of hearts. Okay. Thank you guys for that, because it makes it a little easier. I don't want to assume that everyone's read this book, and I know that not everybody gets the Witch's Moon subscription, so I just want to make sure that when I'm talking to you guys that I can word it in a way that like I don't assume that you know what's going on here. So we went over the first 2 chapters. The first chapter is titled, What is Green Witchcraft? I signed up too late in April, Witch's Moon box, so don't have the book, but I do want to get the book sometime. Christine, I think it's fairly inexpensive and you can buy it if you want to read along with us. Do not have it and no emojis. That's okay, I got you, Crystal. New, thank you for doing this. Yay, paper bits. I think it was your suggestion. I can't remember, so I'm sorry, but I want to give credit to whoever came up with this Witchy Book Club. So the first chapter was titled, What is Green Witchcraft? And it gave a really wonderful, see Brianna, that's why I'm making you my moderator, because you're on it. You're always on it. And it really goes over a beautiful kind of overview of what green witchcraft is. And see, when I marked this, I marked it as if a lot of people were going to be reading it, but that's okay. So I have this little tag here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there's some sections that I want to go over that I thought were very interesting. So on page 14, there's this little section, it's the last paragraph of the page, and it says, a green witch is someone who lives the green path and is aware of how the energy of nature flows through her life and environment, even if that environment is not the traditional garden and forest setting popularized by fairy tales and romanticized notions. So what I really like about the Green Witch and the way that this is describing this sort of, I guess, label for yourself, is that it's a very open mindset around witchcraft or around just even life and living. I feel as though I never really have been the person who's wanted to kind of like, I love that part. I really resonate with the frame of mind. Exactly. That's why I'm really digging on this. I've always been someone who just didn't really feel the need to like box myself into a category. I feel like I would normally say things like I'm more of an eclectic witch, but everybody kind of is nowadays, and I've heard a couple people bring this up in their videos and stuff. Yes, I like to get a lot of my tools for the craft from nature. And so, yeah, exactly. But I feel very strongly, and I'm always changing, I'm always evolving, my mindset's always changing, but I feel like the things that have always been solid and resonated with me personally has been things around the Green Witch mindset. So I feel as though if someone were to ask me, I feel as though I actually would fit the best with the Green Witch, and I wonder if there's people who do have the book and who have read the first 2 chapters or read the whole book and went like, oh yes, this is me. This is totally me now. And I think that's great. I feel like books are really wonderful. I'm personally a Wiccan, but that's cool too, Holly. I love it. So it's okay, and I think it's really great. That part really opened my mind up to this lifestyle. Yes, so a few things that have always resonated with me personally is nature, the environment, my energy of every living and non-living thing, and being able to use things as tools. That's always really resonated with me. And I've brought certain things up in videos or on Instagram in ways in which I do spell work without it really seeming like spell work, because I'm just using ordinary, objects that, don't seem like certain things. It helped me relate to what truly lean towards. I think I got you there. Anyways, so there was a few things in here that I wanted to talk about as well here. So it breaks it down. The Green Witch's Outlook, and we're on page 13 or 15, excuse me. And I want to read this because it covers the basics of, oh, Sam, you're one of my moderators too. Now this is a kick in the butt. I needed to actually start reading my copy. Yes, I was getting goosebumps while reading and thought must be a green witch because this is how I practice. Gina, exactly. Trying to understand the difference between this and the pagan path. They go over that as well. You could, I don't know. We'll get to that hopefully. But being a green witch is not a religion, although it can be. And they go over that as well and relating it. Oh, guys, what is going on with my hair? I've got a little rock star stuff going on today. Sorry. Anyways, I want to read this on page 15 because I think it's kind of important and it breaks down, a lot of the basics and the mindset around the Green Witch Outlook. So I'm reading the Green Witch Outlook if you guys have your books with you. It says, the concepts of healing, harmony, and balance are all key to the Green Witch's practice and outlook on life. These concepts embody 3 distinct focuses: the earth, your local environment, as well as the planet; 2, humanity in general, as well as your local community and circles of friends and acquaintances; and 3, yourself. And then it breaks down a little bit of what each of those going into that is. And I think I'm going to go ahead and read that if you guys don't mind. It says, the earth is often singled out as the Green Witch's main focus, which is slightly unfair. The Green Witch understands that the earth incorporates the planet and all living things upon it, including animals, plants, and people. In this respect, yes, the earth is a collective term for all living things. However, the Green Witch also knows that to lump them all together means that we sometimes forget the more individual emphasis which each deserves. We can decry the general mistreatment of our planet's water supply, but local action often has most of the immediate effect on our environment than demonstrating in front of an office tower. Clean up your own backyard is a phrase the Green Witch understands well. I'm going to take a pause here, and even if you don't resonate with, hi Kelly Bear, I managed to catch a live chat. Hi Victoria Lynn, trying to understand. Okay, we already read that comment. Sorry, I think my comments are getting stuck. So even if you don't agree with some of this, or you like to live and view things differently, I still feel like reading this book and getting a different perspective on things is very beneficial, because when we get into it, they talk about using the power of a broom and sweeping and being able to put intention into specific things that you might have not thought about manifesting intention and energy into, that you are already doing, like cleaning up your house, like taking a bath, like making your food, like taking a walk in nature and looking at the trees and the plants that pass you by. So I feel as though, again, if you guys even are like, oh, I don't know, I don't really resonate with this or whatever, I still feel like it's beneficial for us to be off topic. But can I say your earring is amazing? Thank you, it's Kat. Okay, so my earring, side note, is made by my mom and stepdad. They have an Etsy shop, and so if you guys can go and check them out, they sell jewelry and they make hand-carved wood pieces, which are incredible, like staves, and my mom's very witchy as well. So their Etsy shop is Daroc Studios, and I think it is spelled Daroc Studios. I definitely want to buy a wand from them. Oh my gosh, their wands are amazing. Yes, Brianna. So yeah, I will leave a link after this is up, and you guys can check out their Etsy shop. They're really awesome. They live in like the side of a mountain in Oregon, and they just like go to work and then come home and like whittle wood and like make cool jewelry and stuff. So shout out to them. Thank you for the compliment. So anyways, it's just kind of hard to have a book club because of the fact that like you guys can talk to me, but really I'm just talking to myself and talking to you. But what I really like about this mindset is, like I said, being able to take and that's just witchcraft in general, I feel like, or but this is a little bit more of a general, very basic, very like easy to do kind of things that you can do, and a mindset that you can have throughout your everyday to day life, and putting more intention and reaction to things that are happening to you. Now, I want to talk about the people underneath. We're going to keep reading. This is actually one of my favorite parts of this that I've read in both chapters. It says, people are also the Green Witch's province. The modern Green Witch understands that humanity impacts the natural world, not only through how individuals treat it, but also via the energy created by their feelings and beliefs. Just as nature's energy affects us, so too does our energy affect nature. And that effect is always positive. Therefore, the Green Witch seeks to maintain harmony between humanity and nature. She also understands that people affect other people with their energy, and she strives to maintain a harmonious, energetic environment in which people can feel calm and empowered to improve themselves in a positive fashion and interact with each other with ease and love. Now, I want to bring up a couple things. One is that I obviously believe that energy affects everything. Reacting to, can't wait to get my copy. Cat, Mid Wales. Wow, nice. That's awesome that you're joining us. Thank you so much. I like the fact that there's a mindset with creating a wonderful environment that's harmonious. And I feel like there should be a definite emphasis on what we do personally that's going to affect other people, because I definitely know and resonate that you cannot change another person. You just cannot. It's so frustrating, definitely, but you cannot change another person, but you can influence them or inspire them to change themselves. And by doing that, you live your best life and you resonate. You do the best that you can in your environment, in your time and space, and your energy, and you create a habitat or a mindset that people can cling to or go their separate ways. They might come into your environment and think, wow, this feels really nice and warm and happy and I feel comfortable here. I'm going to take on that energy and that mindset, and I might stick it with me when I leave that environment. But I definitely feel like they're just trying to summarize it in one paragraph, but I think it's important to state that even though a Green Witch's mindset is to create a harmonious life, they're not trying to go out and make people change unless they want to change and they're helping them to change, because you can't change another person. I feel like that's kind of important to state here. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. What do you guys think? Send me some comments here. So true. Sam, I think I just mentioned this, but you're a moderator now. I figured out how to do it, and you're always supporting me and you get me. So I made you a moderator, so I hope that that's okay. I'm honored. Thanks. Okay, so I felt like I really liked that section because I definitely resonate with that. I am always trying to create a good environment and a good energy within myself and live as best and abundant as possible. And I feel like that definitely rubs off on the people that I'm around. And vice versa. If I'm surrounding myself with people that are significantly always in, negative mindsets or in a can't attitude, or, they surround themselves with drama and hardships and trouble. And sometimes people go through things. I'm not talking about if you're having a tower moment, that's fine. But if you are someone that can is really always stuck in this energy, it's important for me to cut myself off from those people, because I feel as though I take that on, and that affects my environment, and that affects all the people around me. Holy crap, we just had a ton of comments here. Victoria Lynn says, that is always how I try and live my life every day. It's nice to know that the green path includes this way of life as well. Agreed. Holly says, I think all pagans believe that. Agreed. Believe that their core. But for the green witch, it is specific focus. Sometimes they are very much aware of every day. Agreed. And I feel like I take that on. Brianna says, I definitely agree with you. I feel like I come alive in the woods and around people who are the same as me. That's true. Or different. I feel like they just have to be conscious of their energy and what they're putting out and what, they're taking in. I feel like just having an awareness is really what I look for. Yup, true. You can't change another, but you can still help if they want to, or influence just by being you. Could not agree more. Oh my God, so true. Awesome. I love that you guys are on the same page here. Similarly, this helps me to be better about the negativity in the world. If you stay positive and kind, despite all of the negativity and hatred around you, it will have a positive energy. The most powerful magic is there. Yes, I get what you're saying, Sam. Victoria Lynn. And I know what you mean. You can't change people that don't want to change. It's harder to accept when you are emotionally attached to them. Yes, definitely. But, and I'm in a situation where, and I'm not going to get too personal, but I've had family members that I have really struggled with my whole life, and that deep down are really wonderful people, and then they love me. They love me so much, but it gets to a point where, because I am so affected negatively by their surroundings and their environment, and I have a difficult time, I'm not blaming them. You don't blame the other person for making you feel a certain way. I know, and I resonate that I am the one who has to cut you out, and I'm sorry for that, but because I can't seem to get a clear mindset when you're around. I can't seem to disconnect your feelings from mine, and because you're always feeling toxic, because you're always in this negative, oh, woe is me, the world's against me, or, mindset, or you're surrounding yourself with people that I don't resonate with what they're doing, unfortunately, I feel as though I have to distance myself from you, because of the fact that that energy that I take on from you is now going to affect my household. It's now going to affect my family, my immediate family, the people, my friends, my day-to-day life, not because of your fault, but because of me. And I think that's so important, to not blame other people for your hardships. So the life of an empath, exactly. Or even anybody, Brianna, to be honest with you, I think we're all empaths. It just depends to what degree, Yes, I've had to do the same thing. It's so hard when it's family, but it was the best thing I did for myself, my marriage. And that person was toxic. Yes, it is hard, especially when they are family, but blood doesn't outweigh your needs. I feel that it's a fine line. For example, in cases of supporting people with depression. Exactly. Obviously, Kelly Bear, every situation is unique. This is just kind of an overall view. To cut them out isn't necessarily the best move. Exactly. Went through a lot recently with my parents' divorce. It was hard, opening lesson. Yeah, I feel like, though, just specifically talking about my instance and not anybody else's, just because I did this doesn't mean it's best for you, but it got to a point for me where I wasn't depressed. I didn't have depression, but I could feel myself having a harder time and kind of creating this mindset that wasn't good for me. Anyways, I think you guys get what I'm saying. Obviously, nothing is obsolete or absolute. I mean, nothing is absolute, and every situation is different. But an overall theme of, you can't change another person, but a mindset to want to better other people with a mindset of bettering yourself first, and all of that will kind of go in line. You are correct. It is so important not to blame focused on change for better. Instead, Nicole says, I'm listening to every word, just planting veggie seedlings. Nice. Paper bits, have to take time out for yourself when you are supporting someone with depression. It can really drain you. Or if you have depression and you're cutting people out of your life that actually could benefit you, but you just don't want to because you want to stay in this, kind of mindset, that can also be kind of toxic for yourself. Sometimes you have to bring in those people. 2 of my very best friends are that way. I lost the comment, sorry. Anyways, I thought that was an important topic to kind of bring up, is that humanity in general, as well as your local community and circle of friends and acquaintances, wanting to have harmony and understanding that everything has energy and everybody has energy and you have energy, and what you put out and your happiness is infectious. Staying away from negativity, though, is so important, and no longer watch news because of it. Yeah, I kind of feel you on that one. But another thing I want to bring up is, which kind of goes along with this, is my mindset around being vegan. Now, don't go crazy in the comments like, oh, she's talking about veganism again. Great. If you live how you want to live, you do what you want to do. I'm not going to preach to you. And that's the mindset that I'm taking with veganism in my household. Because of the fact that I have now been vegan for 6 months. Yay! Everybody give me some happy faces and hearts, because it's been really awesome for me. Even if you're not vegan, totally cool. But 6 months vegan, you guys, 6 months. Yes. But I feel as though nobody else in my house is vegan. Cool. You do you. I would love for everybody to take on a mindset of, we're all living things, all animals, all plant, everything has energy, but animals and the way that you affect and what you put in your body, even if you're not doing it for an animal activist kind of thing, your body is your temple, your body is your tool, and for you to be filling it with things that nurture you, such as nature, putting nature into your body, that's a very green witch kind of mindset. But I'm not saying you have to be vegan to be a good witch or green witch or to be better or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm bringing this up because my whole household is not vegan, okay? But I have never preached to the people in my household. I have never told the people in my household that they need to stop eating meat or what they're eating is disgusting or anything like that. I let them make their own decisions. They're their own people, and I know that I can't change them. And if I tried, they would resist me even more. But what I have done is lived my best healthy life, and I have shown them how much I am benefiting from my choices, and they're seeing me make wonderful, luscious foods and smoothies and having desserts still that are really good for me, like banana ice cream, and I feel great, I look great, and I'm healthy, and I'm making wonderful meals, and I have seen the trickle effects of the curiosity of the people in my household that are reacting to that. So that's kind of a good example of what I mean by you can change other people. My husband was omnivore. Over the past 8 years, he went pescatarian, then veggie, and now is almost vegan. Follow by example and give. Yes, exactly. I can influence and inspire people with my energy and what I'm doing in my environment. My fridge, I do the grocery shopping, okay? For the most part, I do the grocery shopping. I'm not going to buy meat unless my boyfriend asks me kindly, hey, I want to make chicken or something for dinner. Can you grab me some chicken? Great. But if he knows, if I'm going to the store to get groceries, if he does not tell me exactly what he needs, I'm not going to get him anything because I don't want to buy it. But if he wants to buy it, that's great. I'm not going to tell him he can't have it in the house. It's his house too. And the kids, his son's diet consists of cheese, bread, and chicken. So, if he wants to do that, you look fab, thanks. But it's more so I'm wanting to bring up this mindset about energy and what you do in your environment in creating. My fridge is 75% fruits and veggies. And when every time the people in my household open up the fridge and say, I have to say I'm a hermit and I'm more comfortable with my fur babies and nature. Yes. Preach. Okay, we can move on a little bit because we haven't even really gotten into this, but I just thought that it was, everyone should eat and live their lives as they see fit and what is right for them. Agreed. Now, The veganism definitely suits you. You are glowing. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And again, this is not me sitting here trying to make you feel bad for your life choices. It's more so about me putting the little seed in your mind about whatever you're doing, however you resonate. Whatever you're doing is influencing the other people in your lifestyle. So if you're trying to get your 8-year-old son to eat better, what are you eating? You know, if you want him to have a healthy eating habit, or you want him to make sure he's finishing his whole meal, are you finishing your meal? Or, you know what I'm saying? Change other people by changing yourself, and then they will change in their own time. Okay, I think we've beat this topic with friggin' sticks, so. Moving on. So, then we go to the ethics, which is really great. I just kind of want to get through other stuff here. Oh, I have a little sticky note that says I love this section. So now we are, hi, everybody who's still here too. I'm seeing that other people are joining us. I've already talked for a half hour. Holy cow. It's probably the coffee. Okay, so now, I'm not sure, I have to remember why I pegged this, but I'm on page 21, and I'm under this section that says the modern green witch. Excuse me. And it says, we don't need to remove or reverse modern innovation and give up our sidewalks and television sets and computers. What we need to do is discover how to connect in our modern environment to that earlier knowledge that is waiting for us to find it again. Removing the technology and replacing it with witchcraft and agricultural-based practice is not the answer. To reverse evolution and merely substitute something older is a denial of the modern world. You guys, I love this. What is going on with my hair? Hi, Missy's Enchanted Channel. How are you? A green witch does not deny the world around her. She accepts it and seeks to understand how to integrate it in her spiritual practice. The green witch serves as a bridge between past and present, new and old, you guys. This part's so resonating with me. Francesca, I hope I'm saying your name right. Late listening while at the dentist. Ooh, I'm sorry. I have 2 of this book now. If anyone wants Witch's Moon copy before I take it to the books, 1,000,000 credit. Oh, yes, that's awesome, B. Thanks. Hit up, sorry, I lost the comments. You guys, someone has an extra copy if you're trying to get on board with this, because we're going to continue to do this every week, and we're going to go a couple chapters at a time. So, if you want to have the reading done beforehand, that's awesome. Thank you. It says, yes, integrating the old ways into our everyday life is what I strive for. Okay, let me read the rest of this. It says, the trick is to recognize the presence of green energy that exists in the world today and to learn to see it as it still operates. This to me is also very, hi Rebecca, also very important because of the fact that I feel like somebody who's new to this book or this mindset, my name is Brandy. Okay, hi Brandy, thanks. If anybody needs an extra copy and wants to hit Brandy up, Brandy, put a way to get in contact with you, your Instagram, your email, or something down there so someone can get a hold of you. I feel like I loved this section because of the fact that it allows people to, I love my phone. I love my computer. I love my, I don't want to say it because it's going to go off, my Google Home. I love my technology. I love my coffee machine. I love I love technology. I am such a Gemini baby with my technology. You guys, I love it. But I feel like if you're taking on a mindset of a green witch, it's important to let you know that those things are still okay. Okay, great. There's Brandy's email. Embrace those. We've created those to help us, to have tools to make things easier for us. But it's about a balance of being able to use my phone, but not always be on my phone, and learn how to disconnect and go and sit outside and have my breakfast and morning coffee. Or when I'm taking the trash out, to notice if there's a new plant along the way and possibly take a picture of it with my phone and look up its properties and to see if maybe I can use that in spell work, or hey, can I, what is that plant's property and how is it affecting my environment because I have it here? What is it doing to the other plants around it? And I think that some people who start to read this or to discover, I'm not in focus, am I? Okay, there we go. Start to think about, oh, I'm a green witch, I love nature. Does that mean that, like, the fact that I like to play video games, does that mean that, like, I'm going against that nature? No, play your video games. Disconnect for a little bit. Sometimes we need that. It's okay. I'm always taking pictures of birds and bugs and looking them up. Holly, that's awesome. Rebecca said, yes, it's about appreciating nature and connecting with it. I lost the comment. So... yeah, you guys, I guess I have homework for you, by the way, when we're done with this, and it's going to be similar to what Holly said about taking pictures and looking things up, and, Rebecca's, the last part of it says, shutting out modern technology. Exactly. I love nature, especially walking. Yes. So it's about being able to have that balance of both, like it said. To be the in-between of the old and the new, the past and the present. There's actually digital witches. There's no wrong way to practice your craft. Exactly. But I just feel like I really liked that this was incorporated in this book. The fact that, like, hey, just because we're talking about connecting with energy and nature doesn't mean that you have to... Exactly, it's about the Two of Pentacles energy, balance. Yes, exactly. That's a really good thing to bring up and to associate with a tarot card. You know what I mean? I feel like for me, I am such an earthy based person. Everything in the craft is about balance. This book captures it well. Everything in life is about balance. But I feel an overall, like, energy around the world right now is a little imbalanced towards the internet kind of technology side. I feel like I would love if people to work, and I feel like this community is pretty balanced. But in general, the whole world is pretty coming over on this side, and I would love for people to come and balance it out a little bit and embrace both sides. You can still come home from work and watch your TV programs. You could still, use your microwave. I'm not telling you not to. But how often are you taking your dog out for a walk? How often are you, sitting on your back porch and just kind of taking a look at the trees and the birds and what's happening with you? How often are you thinking about the fruits and veggies that you eat, that you're putting into your body as energy, as a way to sustain you and to give you the necessary energy and mindset for moving on through the day? Are you just eating packaged materials and packaged food saying, it's cheap, it's easy? That mindset that you're using when you're making that meal of like, it's good, but I'm gonna feel like shit. That is intention. That is magic, and you're putting that magic into you and into your system. So if you're gonna eat your packaged food, be like, this is my time. You know what I mean? Like, this probably isn't the best for me, but I am going to love it, and I'm going to embrace it, because that energy is going to be a little bit nicer for you. This is rambly, but I like it. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. What else? So then we go to page 22, learning to identify with the earth. You guys, I just really loved everything about this. So I'm glad I read it last night too, because it's kind of fresh on my mind. And I have all of these little notes. Oh, another thing is, I don't know what page this was on, but this was a quote in here. Ooh, there's comments. Agreed. Constantly working on disconnecting from the digital world and getting in touch with nature. If you feel like you're overbalanced on one end, you know what I mean? You don't have to disconnect again if you feel like you're okay, but if you're like, I'm doing too much of this, let me kind of like take a break and breathe in some air, then great. I salute you. Rebecca, I don't understand how anyone can take nature for granted. I have been unable to so much as look through a window for almost a decade, and I'd kill to just be in a garden with the trees. Good morning, Witchy Jim. Hi, thanks for joining us. If you don't know, we're going over the Green Witch chapters 1 and 2, and I'm just rambling like crazy. Yeah, I may be addicted to my phone. Same, Sam, though. Same, okay? And that's all right. That's okay. But I'm still, oh my God, I just got really into it and spilt my coffee on my blanket. Putting carrots and potatoes in today and saw my first bumblebee of the year. Oh, I love bumblebees. They're one of my favorite creatures. I love bees. My coffee's so cold now, but I have to keep, why does my phone not want to focus? Okay, let's keep going, right? Let's keep going through this. How are you guys liking this so far? Is there anything that you'd like me to bring up? What's going on? Ooh, I have another page I'd like to read and go over with you guys. Morning, bunny. Oh yeah, little bee emojis. I love bees so much. I honestly feel like they're one of my spirit and totem animals. And I feel like this year I'm going to be discovering a little bit more about the energies of the bees, because I haven't really looked into them. I've just always been attracted to bees. I've always loved bees. Yeah, so I've made artwork with bees and stuff before, and just, I don't know, they're one of those things that I just feel like I connect with their energy. My chihuahua is called Bumblebee. Cute! What a cute name for a little chihuahua. I have a meeting now, but I will be checking my emails afterwards. Thanks for the live feast. First time ever doing one. Oh, thanks, Brandy. That's so fun. I love bumblebees, but I'm scared of them. Don't be scared of the bees. But I get it. I know it's like the noise. Bees are hardworking and promote growth. They're a great totem animal. Yeah, and I feel like I am a little worker bumblebee, if I ever did say so. So, I'm on page 24 now, under the magic of being a green witch, and I'm going to read. I have a couple sticky notes here I want to read, and then we'll talk about it. Wasp can suck it, though. Rebecca. I feel you on that one. Those ones are a little bit more scary just because they're not like, oh, look at this cute little fuzzy bumblebee. It's like, whoa, that thing looks like it's a warrior. But I still love wasps. The energy is awesome. Oh, April, I made you a moderator too. So if you can see, you have a little, I made people moderators, okay? So if you didn't hear me before, people who I love and that are, I love all of you, but people who are consistently here and always helping me out in the comments anyways, I made you guys moderators. They are vicious. Yeah, I run when I see wasps. I don't necessarily run, but I do kind of go like, please don't come near me. Please don't land on me. Okay, so I want to read this part to you guys, okay? Again, page 24, under the magic of being a green witch, we're the second paragraph down. Most green witches find the use of the word magic to be irrelevant. Magic implies something out of the ordinary, but to a green witch, the mundane is magical. When she senses, responds to, and gently nudges the flow of natural energy around her, nothing could be more natural. She's performing natural magic. Nature itself is magical. The everyday is sacred to the green witch. And then I'm skipping a paragraph and going down to spellcraft. It is seen as a perfectly natural occurrence along the green path. My left shoulder has been buzzing like for the last 2 minutes, like buzzing like electric. So spirit is so here right now, and it's female in energy. So is magical nature. Yay. Okay. Is brewing a cup of rosemary tea for a headache a spell, or is it natural medicine? To the green witch, it doesn't really matter. Guys, I resonate with that so much. And I feel like that is just kind of an overall pagan mindset or spiritual mindset, definitely. But for me, as far as herbs and plants and everything goes, you've got an orb, but what was that? My left shoulder feels like someone's sticking it almost with a needle or like a prong to like a, it's like, oh my gosh. It's so distracting. What are you trying to tell me? Oh my gosh, you've an orb, but it's in all of your videos. Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely have tons of spirit around me, for sure. For me, it's about finding the I am losing my sight right now. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Oh, my gosh. The energy around me is like... I'm really not trying to be dramatic, but like my vision started to go a little bit. So I'm just trying to like take in the energy of what's happening. Okay, if you would like to communicate with me, I would love to hear from you, but I would love to see as well. So I've got people watching me. So can you make yourself known in a different way other than taking away my vision? Is that okay? Does that work for you? That would be really cool for me. I'm trying to read. That makes it a little difficult. I think the green witch brewing the tea would be both herbal medicine and magic. Have no feel for paranormal investigator, which is here. Yay, Witchy Jim. My forehead has so much pressure, major spirit here too. I get that the woman spirit is very old. Good to ask her to back away a bit. Could be, definitely could be. I definitely have a lot of ancestors that I feel are around me that are female. Interesting. Well, we shall see. It stopped vibrating, so I think maybe she was like, all right, sorry, was that too much for you? Anyways, I want to keep reading. If anything happens, I will let you guys know. This is a high vibe conversation though, so I get why Spirit's like, can I talk too? This is cool. To the Green Witch, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is the conscious use of the energy of the rosemary to help heal a temporary imbalance. It is the connection to the natural world and the acknowledgement that we are all a part of that world that allows us to function as a link between the world of people and the world of green. So yeah, I feel like I was kind of talking to the kids about this on the way to school, right? And I was telling them that I was going to do this live stream and, what the book was kind of like talking about in the first 2 chapters. I was kind of warming myself up, gearing myself up for this conversation and talking to them. Oh, hi Pixie Dust. Sorry, I missed that. Holly, dark-skinned and long white hair, like whites. Oh, Holly's picking up on the energy. Cool. I missed the last comment though. You guys, just so you know, when I say I missed the last comment, like it shows me the comments on my phone as I'm doing this, and then it like goes away if nobody else comments, and then it comes back when somebody comments. So I can only see it for a second. So that's what I mean by that. Rebecca, very blue eyes. Oh my gosh, you guys are picking up on these spirits around me, which is really cool. I was talking to the kids and I was telling them, listen, even if you guys choose to do something or believe in something completely different to me, I want you to know that the things that you do, the things that you think, and the things that you say affect you and your life and everybody around you so much. Maybe, I think she had bad vision in her age, which is why Sam's vision changed. Ooh, you guys. And so, you got me so distracted right now. I want to pick up on spirit. I want to sit here and try to channel, but I also am like, oh, it's happening again. Because I said it. I'm blocking it right now because of the fact that I'm trying to continue this book club discussion, but like spirit's like, sorry, but like, can I hear? It's definitely ancestral, definitely. And I have a female spirit who is not related to me that has been around me for the last couple. Hi, Brianna. I'm sorry I have to go to class, but this was fun. Thanks so much. I'm so glad you're okay with me putting that little wrench next to your name. My phone is dying, but loved listening in for a while. Bye, Missy. Sam, got any southern... hold on. I missed it. Definitely right now I'm feeling ancestral energy, but I do have this female that's around me that is not related to me and that I do not talk about that much in a specific way because of the fact that it's a little bit of a touchy sore subject for people in my life, this female, but I don't feel like that's her right now. I feel like it's definitely ancestral. I feel a very protected energy around me. I feel a very nurtured, I feel very grounded with this energy, like a matronly kind of energy. It's definitely female. So you guys are definitely picking up on kind of what I am. But anyways, I kind of want to keep going with this conversation, spirit. Listen. Sam, got any Southern Italians in your family? This could be a grandmother from way back from Sicily. Exactly, Holly. It's probably, I do, yes. And I don't know if it's Sicily. Well, quick side story. I was doing a report when I was in elementary school or something, and I wanted to do it on my Italian heritage, and I was actually at a funeral for one of my grandfather's brothers, I think, and there was 8 or 9 of them, right? And big family, first generation Italians, and I'm sitting around this table, and I said something. I heard them talking about Naples or something like that, and I was like, wait, aren't we from Sicily? I thought we were from Sicily. And everybody stopped and turned their heads to me, and my great Aunt Mary backhanded me. And this woman is like the sweetest, would never hurt a fly. And she started yelling. She literally like smacked me on the face. And my grandpa, my papa, who I'm always talking about, was like, he's like, no, we're not from Sicily, we're from Naples, and I like talked to my dad about it later because I'm like, what happened? I didn't know. Like, I did this whole report on why we were from Sicily, and apparently we're not. But like, my dad was like, no one really knows where we're from. We're not sure if like they say they're from Naples because there was some things they were involved in that like they didn't want people to know about, or if like there was like it was like a rivalry thing. Do you know what I'm saying? That was a big thing for my grandmother too. Okay, so yes. So yes, you probably are picking up on my great grandmother, and mediums have picked up on her before. I never met her, but she, or it could be somebody else. Anyways. All right, guys, let's keep going. Spirit can take a seat back for a second, or if they want to make themselves known, they can do it in a more concrete way. So, we talked about, well, where are we at? What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking about this? Is there anything that you want to bring up about the first 2 chapters, or about just the mindset around Green Witch, or the mindset around energy? What were you asking the kids? Oh, thank you, Heather. Okay, so back to what I was saying before. I was rudely interrupted by Spirit. I was talking to them about the practicality of like the intention that you set into your actions and the things that you think and that you say. And I bring this up in almost every single one of my readings. In some sort of way it comes up, right? This idea around what you're thinking. If you want to change something, starting with your thought and starting with your feelings and starting with your little things that you do is the best way to plant those seeds and to work your way up into a full tree. You can't just plant that tree and expect it to be like, yes, this is happening. And like, sometimes it works out that way to just be like, oh, I want this is what's going to happen. And sometimes it just works. But most of the time it starts with making sure your soil is fertile and lush, and that it's a good bed. Do you know what I'm saying? You know the analogy I'm trying to make? I was telling the kids about this bath that I took yesterday, 2 days ago, and how, I just thought I want to take a bath, but why not make it magic? Why not make it, what is my intention behind taking this bath? And I feel like this is definitely a mindset that could go along with the Green Witch, or paganism, or just a spiritual mindset, a self-awareness mindset, whatever you resonate with. This bath ended up being a ritual and ended up being magic. What I mean by that is I thought, what do I want this bath to do for me? Do I want it to relax me? Do I want to connect with spirit? Do I want to cleanse myself? And whatever that was, I just used that as I was getting into the bath, as I was soaking myself and putting each part of my body, because I take really hot baths, so it takes me like 20 minutes to get into the bath. And normally by the time I'm out, I'm like dehydrated and I'm like, I need water. But I really soak and cleanse myself. And so the things that I'm sticking in my bath, the salts, the Witch's Moon box, by the way, gives us perfect salts and stuff for the bath to like start off if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you want. But just getting in the bath and being like, oh, I'm just going to use these bubbles because it's fun. You know what I mean? Which is fine, but it's your intention on like, oh, I want to relax. I want to get in the bath. Well, what essential oils are relaxing? Lavender's relaxing. So be like, oh, I really need to relax. I'm getting in the bath. I'm going to play relaxing music, but I can one-up it by using this herb or this oil that I know has relaxing properties and putting it in there, and now you're doing spell work, and now you're intention setting, and now that energy is fusing into what you're doing, and it's going to react with you and your environment in that way. And that's kind of what I was telling the kids. Like, it doesn't have to be this big, elaborate, grand thing. It could be as simple as sweeping. I think I saw someone, yes, just fusing intent into everyday events, small things like making tea, having a bath, sweeping, cooking, gardening, becoming rituals. Exactly. And I feel like that's the way to make things so practical about witchcraft or mindset around spirituality. If you don't like the word witchcraft, whatever. The Witch's Moon oil and salt for this month was amazing. I connected so strongly to Gaia. It was intense. I'm going to tell you guys about my bath experience. I It was, you guys, I'm such a water baby though. Like, I love water, and baths are just amazing. I was home by myself. I had burned Palo Santo. I put my Gaia salt in the bath. I can't remember if I put any oils in there. I might have just put the salt. I had really witchy music going. I loved the Prayer of the Green Witch, thinking about printing it out or doing a little watercolor art. Or, ooh, if you do, let me see it, Gina. Put it out on display. Yeah, that was really beautiful. I was so relaxed. My whole body was buzzing when I was in this bath. And I was reminded of my main spirit guide, who I don't say her name. Her name is very sacred to me. And I'll tell you any of the other names I have before. You know the one, Juniper. I have a spirit guide named Tukati. And I have one that, my first main one that presented herself to me, I do not speak her name. But I know it and I resonate with it. And I've looked it up and literally it's not even really anywhere. She feels so sacred to me and so special, but I only try and access her in very specific moments. And there's times where I feel her around me always, but I was in the bath and I was just like, she's here, or that guide is here, if you don't want to put a gender to it, or, you know. This feminine, loving energy and guide was so with me. And I was like, just trying to focus on her and say, like, what do I need? What am I, like, show me what you need, what I need to know from you, or that you're here. Like, show me you're here. And I swear this sounds like the hippiest shit ever, but I felt wings coming out from my back that were not my own, but that were attached to me. Big, light wings. And they were being folded around me, and I was being hugged by these wings, and I could feel this happening to me while I was laying in the bath, and I started to weep in the bath. And I know that sounds like, whatever. I'm sure everybody here has got the, like, okay mindset for this and is accepting of it. But it was really crazy because I was like, there's nothing to be upset about. Like, I'm not upset about anything. I'm not even thinking of anything. Like, honestly, my mind was so clear. It was in such a meditative state. So there was nothing to be upset about, and I just felt so loved. Like, I could cry right now thinking about it. I felt so loved and protected and connected to this energy, and like, I've never experienced anything like that. It was just so angelic and so divine, and I just felt like it was such a wonderful experience. And I chalk it up to, like, if that stuff is the possibility and the percentage of that stuff just happening to you is pretty slim if you're not focusing and putting your intention and your energy and mindset into it. Definitely just got goosebumps listening to that. I felt something similar, but I just felt like the softest golden blanket around me. It's like when your intention in your mind, now having the intention of like, I want to feel the wings, I want to feel them surrounding me, like that might work, but more so just about lowering your energy, calming your mindset, being open and free and relaxed, and saying, what do I need to know? And for me in that moment, that intent, that magic I was creating and opening myself up to, spirit or energy or the universe or my guides, however you want to say it, was just letting me know that I am loved and I am protected and I am safe. And it was amazing. So cool. You guys, we barely got through any of this. And it's already an hour in. So I don't want to go longer than an hour and a half because I feel like someone's going to look at that playback and be like, yeah, I don't got time for that. But that's okay. I feel like what we're bringing up is super, super important. Curious what you think the best way to get to connect to your guides for new people that are struggling with it. I've had that come up a ton lately, so I think I'm gonna make a video about it, but because I feel like people hear me and my experiences and they think like, okay, I'm taking a bath, I'm calling on this is it, this is how I'm gonna find my spirit guide. And it happens so differently for everybody. You can't put a bunch of witchy medium creative types together and stay on topic. I love that, exactly. Especially a Gemini who's running the show and everybody else is just commenting. It's gonna be all over the place. Okay, look forward to the video. Yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna set it up, but I've just feeling a need for a lot of people that are like, hey, I want a spirit guide, or I want to know who my spirit guides are, or yes, please make that video. And I feel like a lot of it's just gonna be me telling you, like, if you want it, that's the first step. If you want to be open to it, that's the first step. Saying like, hey, I want to know who, yeah, I want to know you. I want to connect with you. Please present yourself to me. Saying that every day, or just like whenever your mind starts going like towards something that you're like, oh, hey, listen, I want to hear I want to hear from my guides. Like, please present yourself to me. Just saying that and opening it up is the first step, I feel like, to connecting to a guide. Because they're there, they're always there for you. If you resonate with that, some people don't resonate with spirit guides. That's okay too. But if you are and you do, then that to me is the first step. Spirit guides break through when you're ready. Just my opinion. Just open your heart and try and speak aloud, sending invitations. Exactly. I don't feel like just because you're saying like, hey, I'm open, I'm ready, it's like, then it's gonna happen. Because for me, all three of my spirit guides that I resonate with, and I know I have more, but those are the three main ones that I know about. I have this male one that keeps trying to contact me, but like I keep resisting for some reason, you know, and that's a whole nother topic. But all three of them for me happened when I wasn't expecting it. And they all three, almost all of them, I think they all three happened for me, and again, this doesn't have to be your way, that in between conscious and subconscious, awake and sleep, that place where I was still conscious enough to remember and to know what was happening, but I was relaxed enough and let go from my physical body to connect in that in-between space. So that might not happen for you that way. I know my grandmother found her main spirit guide, her chief, she calls him her chief, through meditation. And my mom has a spirit guide named Sierra. I don't know if she remembers that or not, but when we were growing up, my mom had a spirit guide named Sierra, and every time she saw the word Sierra or someone had the name Sierra, I remember as a child her being like, oh, that's my spirit guide's name. So that's kind of cool. I missed the comments, you guys, but I want to move on a little bit to chapter 2 because there's the things about the elements that we kind of touched already on. Oh, I'm getting a notification. Oh, it was a notification to tweet. Oh my gosh, I'm so savvy. Yeah, you guys, I'm kind of lame, and I just got Twitter, so if you want to follow me, it's at Sammy Menzo. I know, it's so dorky, but like, I'm like, I don't know how to use this, and I don't know how to get better at using Twitter and figuring it out. The only thing I can think of is to remind myself to tweet one thing a day. So I set a reminder on my phone, because if I don't, then I'm just going to delete the app, and I feel like it could be a cool tool for us to connect with each other. Anyways, let's sort of, I'm only going to live stream for about 20 minutes, 30 more minutes, but I wanted to bring up something specifically, Spirit Guides Breakthrough. Okay, we already read that. For sure, you don't always realize when you're not ready. Some guides contact can be more intense and harder to deal with. Again, just my experience. I can't do Twitter either. It's just hard. I just don't get it. But that's what that notification was like, make sure to tweet something. So anyways, I liked this quote, right? This says, nature is your mother, father, and your best friend. I really liked that from this. There was another quote in here that said, it isn't a tradition as much as a personal adaptation of an ideal. So those are some things. Also, I don't know if we got to this or not. So the second chapter is a lot about focusing your energy centers. And on page 31, it lists 7 things, 7 basic areas or energies on which the Green Witch's practice focuses. 1 is harmony within the self, between humanity and nature, between individuals, within a community or family. We kind of talked about that a little bit already. 2 is health of the body, mind, and spirit of the immediate natural environment of the larger environment. 3 is love for the self, for other individuals, for humanity. 4 is happiness in oneself, in others, in the natural world. And 5 is peace within oneself, within a community or family, between factions, between nations. Abundance, personal, familial, familial. What kind of word is that? I don't know. Community, nation, nature also includes prosperity and fertility, both of which are aspects of abundance. And the last one is 7, protection, personal, familial, community, and nature. So the 7 areas encompass most of life. Let's look at them one by one. I know, I just don't think I can say that word. I want to say familiar. Familial. Yes, those 7 energy centers are everything. I like how they break each one down and explain it deeper. Yes, Jana, I like that. I'm not going to go and read and break down everything, but they do, they do go through quite a bit of really interesting things. Now, I wanted to talk about, I don't know if I should be saying this, I guess, but I'm going to briefly talk about something that, okay, I have an opportunity in my life right now that I have been given by a friend who's pregnant, and she reached out to me and asked me to be there for her birth. It's her first child. I have never gotten to experience watching somebody go through labor. I know. I don't know why, but childbirth fascinates me. And I feel like it's such a spiritual thing to happen. And I wanted to cry when she asked me to do that for her, to be there. She said she likes my energy and that, I have a spiritual mindset that she kind of wants during the birth and that I make her feel more calm. And that is kind of along the lines of what we're talking about. I don't make her feel calm, okay? I'm calm, and so she allows herself to feed off my energy and to create calmness within her. You will never regret it or forget it if you do. Right. And so I have the ability to, and hopefully this transpires and this goes through, when my beautiful friend has her baby, I am going to be able to be a spiritual midwife to her. And I do not take that lightly. I am so excited. I'm going to be doing a lot of preparation and research. I'm going to let her tell me what she wants and what she feels comfortable with, but I'm going to have a lot of tools up my sleeve and a lot of energy work that I would like to incorporate in her birth if she were to let me, which I think that's why she reached out to me. But I feel like what a gift it is to have somebody say, I value your energy and your mindset, so I want you there for my childbirth, and I want that around me. That's the lifestyle that a doula, right? Exactly. I think it's called a doula. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Spiritual midwife sounds real cool to me though. But I'm not a nurse. So I don't know. I'm not going to be an actual midwife. I'm not going to be and she's having it in a hospital, so it's not like it's a natural home birth where I'm going to really be able to get my hands and maybe help out or something. It's more so my energy is effective to her because she feels like she can react to me and react to the energy that I set in place in a room. And it's not that I'm going around and I'm like, be calm. That is Reiki, or it can influence other people, but only if they're open to it, only if they want to take that on. But I feel like I wanted to let you guys know of that because it's definitely something. Why would doula would actually deliver the baby? That's kind of what I thought too. Hi, I'm a labor and delivery nurse. You should totally go for it. The birth of the baby is amazing every single time. I'm so excited. But I feel like I'm bringing this up because of the fact that I work very hard every day to create a happy and healthy and loving and nurturing and grounded and also elevating energy within myself and my environment, that it was so nice to be recognized by somebody that I care about enough to say, hey, I see you, I feel you, I know you, and I want that which you're creating and that you're working towards to be there for one of the most, if not the most important experience of my life is such a blessing. And I feel like if you guys can just take a little bit of that and maybe inspiration, I was there for my sister's labor when she had my niece. Can't believe it's been 15 years. It's a beautiful experience. Also prepared me for my own delivery. That's so beautiful. I'm so excited. I just don't know if she's told many people, and we haven't even really talked about it much more between us, except for like a text like, hey, you want to be there at my birth, I love you, and breaking it down for me. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't have brought that up in a live stream, but I feel like it goes along really well with what we're talking about, and it's such an honor and something that I've been thinking a lot about, and how I've been working so hard my whole life to create that mindset, and it's nice to know that it's affecting and other people see it and pick up on it. So you can't change other people, but with what you do and what you set in your mindset every day can definitely have an effect on people if they want it to, kind of thing. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was, I definitely, okay, this is weird, a weird side transition, I guess, but I've always said that I had a past life as a healer, or multiple past lives as a healer, and I'm definitely taking on a healer role in this lifetime as a modern healer without modern medicine. With my essential oils, with my guidance mentally and emotionally through tarot and oracle readings, with being somebody there for somebody's childbirth. Also, I'm going to be 28 next month, and I have already witnessed 2 passings of people. I have seen my papa physically leave his body, and I energetically helped him out of the world. You can watch my spiritual journey video, and I describe that in detail if you're interested. Hell yes, you have a golden hand. And this is not me being like egotistical and like elevating my ego, or you know what I mean, but this is something that I literally feel I have been just put on this path and put on this lifetime to do. I watched that and cried. It was the most life-changing experience ever, and how someone who's 28 has been there to help, because it's not like both of the times, and then my best friend's father who just passed this past year, both times I was there in a situation of helping and guiding and setting the energy work to help these people transition. And how those things fell into my lap and fell in place, I feel like is just something kind of karmic for me. The fact that I'm being asked to be there for the birth of someone, and I've watched and experienced the death of 2 people and helped them energetically, like physically helped them, pushed my energy into them, made them, give them comfort, even if it's sad. Oh my gosh, sorry. I have done that for 2 cats. Sorry, your comment went away. We're getting so off topic, you guys, but I guess this is some important things that I just wanted to talk about, so I'm being a little selfish here, but reading this, and when they were discussing about being somebody to connect the past and the present, the new and the old, thinking about the fact that I'm being asked to physically create something and an energy with somebody, to help birth something and the energy of the new, and also releasing people of their physical forms twice, that old, that passing, is totally kind of tripping me out when I think about it that way. But what a gift I've been given to be 28 and to be able to view death and to help people transition in such a beautiful way. And then being asked to come in, like, how cool. Anyways, I feel like we're kind of wrapping things up here. And sorry, I lick my fingers a lot when I'm reading. We kind of got into that a little bit. Journal is huge. I wanted to cover that, but book clubs don't have to be only about the book. Books are supposed to open up discussions and connections. That is lovely. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Rebecca. Thank you. But there was some really good stuff in here that I wanted to talk about. Like the Element Shrine, I really liked. Okay, I'm gonna read you this little section really quick. We're skipping to page 53, and it's at the top of the page, and this is talking about elemental shrines and the use of elements within the home, and if something's lacking or abundant too much, and how you can balance that out with that mindset around using certain things. It says, actually, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. My mouth is getting a little dry. My gosh, I'm also sweating so bad. So disgusting. But this blanket is like super fuzzy and warm, and I've had coffee and I'm like buzzing with energy. Literally buzzing with energy. If some part of your home is lacking in a certain type of energy, you can set up a shrine to an appropriate element to balance that lack. If there is a room where people tend to lose their tempers or energy runs too high, there may be an excess of every time I read, my shoulder starts buzzing, like so bad. You guys, my entire left shoulder blade is like, feels like electricity. If there's a room where people tend to lose their tempers or energy runs too high, there may be an excess of fire energy that rises from its decor or as a result of how the energy flows through it. Try setting up an earth shrine or a water shrine to balance out the fire energy with stability or tranquility. And okay, let me just see what the rest of this is so that we can finish up with this topic. Okay, so yeah, we're basically, we're moving on here, right? So the last thing I wanted to bring up, and we sort of dabbled on this a little bit, is embracing your power and embracing elements. She really wants us to pay attention to that passage. A lesson here might be very important for you. It is. And that's why I really want to end on this. My environment, and I feel like everyone's environment, but I'm not going to tell you how to live and what to do, but I feel like what you surround yourself with, how clean you keep your house, how you decorate your house, and they talk about this extensively in the second chapter. Gosh, energy is so buzzing so much around me right now. It's crazy. Is extremely important. I have water features in my son's room because he's all fire and I've talked way too much. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. My sight is going again. I'm totally taking on spirit. Holy moly. So what I want to talk about is each room in your house, and one of the things they bring up is what room do people normally congregate in? So for me, I have a kitchen that goes to this room, which is kind of like a resting area. We have a little bar, a little record area, and these chairs, which is like kind of like my little reading corner. And then we have our living room. And the guys tend to play video games in the living room. We don't really watch that much TV, but that's where we do it because that's where our television is. But typically people like to sit and hang out, normally I'd say in the living room area. That's not the case for us. People hang out in the kitchen. So that energy affects that space differently. And I feel like having a conscious mindset of how you're setting up your rooms and what you're putting in your rooms. Do you have too much cluttered stuff? Is it affecting the energy in your rooms? Do you have things in a specific way? And my daughter is a Libra and I'm Scorpio Sag Sun. We've struggled to communicate. I feel like this section is important. I'm losing it. Exactly. So for me, I have a Taurus moon. I love this big comfy chair. And this room for me, even though when we moved into this house, the intention was to have this be like a bar, hangout, record area where our friends could come and hang out. Essentially, that mindset is not working for this room because the only one who really hangs out in here is me. And there's only 2 chairs, so how are we supposed to have and host in this room with this energy and mindset? We really can't. So I need to start making changes to this room to make it incorporate the energy that I'm fighting against the mindset that we have around this room right now, which is like, this is where we host, this is where we hang out. Let's put our bar here, let's put our record player here. I think I'm picking up on your energy. I have someone with me on the same side. My arm is buzzing and my hand is freezing. Weird. Ooh, interesting. I love that. I think that's so interesting. Let me know if anything comes through for you. You need your own space though, yes? Yes, exactly. I think it's really important for us to have certain areas in our house that we feel more connected with. But it's more so what I'm trying to talk about is what was and this is something that's brought up in the book as well. When you moved into your house, which we just did in November, right? We thought, we don't really have a lot of furniture. We don't really have a whole lot here. Let's just place this here. We'll do what we can now, and then we'll evolve and we'll grow with it. But what I've seen is a pattern of we're not really changing and growing anything. We've just kind of gotten comfortable with where things are. And our intentions on how we set up certain spaces in our home is very important. So like I said, this room, now I don't need to go and change everything about it, but is it really necessary for me to have the mindset that this is the room that we're going to host and have people in when really everybody hangs out in the kitchen? So it's about that intention and that mindset. Why am I feeling like I am hanging out in this area by myself when this is the way, like, do you know what I'm saying? And having a conscious mindset about the space and the environment that you're in and creating the habitat in which you want that energy to connect with, I think is very important. Okay? I feel like I'm kind of losing a little bit of steam here in the comments and with me. I think we've gone over so much stuff here that I think I'm going to wrap it up. If you guys have any specific questions that you want to ask me before we go. When we first moved in our space, in our spare, okay, when we first moved in, our spare room was a den and TV room. Now it's a witchy room. Exactly. And I feel like evolving and moving through time and knowing I don't really get a choice. It's where my hospital bed fits. I got a choice in the house, but I had to go with the least busy room. The spirits in my house favor certain rooms. Okay. That's another thing to bring up, though. Not everybody has the ability to have their own. Oh, what's our homework? I will get to that, Heather. Thanks for reminding me. I just did like a little cheer. I think it's a room that people hang out with you in, not physically. I agree. I think this room and this chair specifically, I host a lot of energies and people to me, but not necessarily in the physical form. Some people don't have the fortitude to have their own house to decorate or to set up energy in the space that they want. Some people live with their parents, or some people go to college and they have to share a bedroom or whatever, but it's about that little space. Then what are you doing at your desk? How are you setting your energy up? If your desk is a place that you want to do work, what are you putting and what are you doing to create that energy and that mindset in that space? What kind of magic are you putting in place and intention in that area? Okay, it doesn't have to be a whole household. Just think about the space in which you live and you create and what you're putting forth in your energy. And okay, cool. So is there any lesson that you feel we should take away from chapter 2? Great. Well, first of all, I'm not going to should anything on you, but I get what you're saying, Victoria Lynn. I would love for you guys to do 2 things. You have homework. First of which is to write down the 4 elements. So, I would like you to write down fire, water, earth, and air. And I would like you to do a quick sweep of your home and list the elements in your room and what is there and how you're using them. Okay, so for example, in this room, we call this the record room, but this is really like my reading nook and den. I see that I have candles, so under fire, I would write candle. I see that I have blankets, to me, which is kind of an earthy. I have a plant, which is earth. And I have a water bottle sitting over there, just randomly hanging out for no reason. Should be thrown away. Shouldn't should on myself, but it's just hanging out there. No one's drinking it. It's in the way. So it's more so I want you guys to go through your house and take each room and section it off, and whether it's nice to physically write it down because you're making it more concrete that way, but if you don't want to write it down, you feel like that's too much work, fine. Go through each room and look at the elements that you have in each room, and then look which rooms are more abundant in air. Do you have a lot of fans? Do you have your window open? Do you have incense burning? Do you need a breathing machine to help you? Those kind of things. And I want you to have a mindset and awareness of what rooms have more elemental vibrations than others. I have like 7 plants alone in just my living room. Okay, so that's the kind of things that I want you guys to just take and think about and just assess in your area that you might have not. Do you class incense? Oh, I missed it. Sorry, somebody else will comment and I will see that. So that's homework number 1, okay? And I'm going to be asking about this next time. Professor Samantha's going to make sure you're doing your homework. Do you class incense as air and fire? Some do and some don't, just class as air. Oh, I love this assignment. Heather, good, I'm glad. So classify it whatever you want. If you're it doesn't matter what I classify it as, okay? I have a lamp here, right? I could classify that as fire because I feel like it's got heat and it's got energy. Someone else might classify it as earth because it's grounded and it's plugged into my home, which is part of the earth. Whatever you want, it doesn't matter, okay? Anything made of wood considered earth, like a wooden decorative box, if you feel like it is, it is. It's about you and your mindset. If I'm sitting in this room right now, I have wood floors. I have wood furniture, but I also have a glass table. So whatever you guys want, it doesn't matter what I think or what is technically right or wrong. It's what you feel is right, okay? So if you look at your wooden table and think, ooh, that's earth, list it under earth. And it's more so about, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about going through the rooms of your house and having a mindset and awareness that also class crystals as earth and have at least one in every room in my house. Great, that sounds awesome. Crystals to me would be definitely earth energy. But also you could think about what crystals, if you have labradorite, that could really be like an airy sort of crystal, you know? So just whatever you guys want. Don't put too many borders on it, okay? All I want, the purpose of this, I click, great, you can write that down. Spirit could be one of your elements as well, totally. It's about taking a proactive stance to going around your house in each room and taking a look at what elements you have more abundant in certain areas than other, okay? I classify windows as air. Thoughts? Exactly, so do I. Is that window open? Is it shut? Because if you classify windows as air, great. But do you always keep that window closed? So are you blocking the element from air of getting in? Do you have a window that you always love to keep open? Just note those things, whether mental or physical, on your paper. And we're going to talk about what we found. Do we have a total earthy house? And do we maybe need a little bit more fire energy in our house to get things going? Do we feel like we're kind of always like couch potato? We're going to talk about those sorts of things, okay? So you guys understand what I want you to do. You don't have to, but I think it's really important, and I think it goes over a lot of important topics that chapter 2 goes through, okay? Being aware of our environment, how we're setting up our house, and the kind of things and energies that the elements in our house, like I said, that water bottle over there is now super bothering me, and I don't really see too much else of water in this room, right? So how is that affecting me? What am I putting out in that energy? Okay. The second thing, so actually I feel like that's kind of a big homework. Love this. Definitely doing this when I get home tonight. Great. Okay. So my second thing that I would like you guys to do, and then we're going to close out this live stream. This was so much fun. I'm so grateful that we came up with this. We've had consistently quite a bit of you guys in here, so I'm feeling like you loved it as well. Here's your second homework. And for some people, this might not be as easy, but modify it to your needs and your abilities, okay? I would like you guys to find 5 plants, I'm so glad my ward has decent internet. Oh, I don't know what you meant by that. I think that might have been a typo. So glad my ward has decent internet. Yes, it's awesome, Rebecca. I'm so glad as well. So, I live in a very wooded area back, but I also have a main road here. But it doesn't matter if you live in a forest or you live in a high rise in New York. Doesn't matter, right? What I would like you to do within the next week is find a piece of paper or find a note on your phone and list 5, 1 through 5, right? And I want you to find 5 plants or animals that you encounter through your day-to-day life. And I want you to write them down or take a picture of them and look them up and look up their properties or look up what they are for or what they can do. So if there's a lot of squirrels over here, right? So squirrel might be one of my animals. There's tons of squirrels, right? Great. Squirrel's one of them. What do squirrels do? Write it out. Think about it. How do they affect me in my day? They go through my freaking garbage and they put it everywhere all over my yard and they piss me off. So it's more so we're just taking a proactive stance to our energy and the elements in our household. This one's going to be pretty challenging for me, and I'm in one room 24/7. That's what I said. I want you to then find if you have plants in there Or do you see spiders? Or maybe if you can look out a window, do you see birds? Or even think about maybe the foods that you're eating, okay? We can do it in that sense as well. If you're eating green beans, it's a plant. What does it do for you? What nutrition is it made of? How is it going to transfer that energy or affect you in your life? It could be as simple as that, okay? You don't have to be going on a nature walk and taking pictures of oak trees and whatnot and then looking up their properties, okay? Foods is good. Good, Rebecca. It's more so about we're doing 2 things in the next week. Well, actually, we're doing 3 things because we need to be reading the chapters. This is upside down. Okay, we're going to be going through our home, taking a list and assessing the elements that we see in our room or our rooms. Bumblebee says thank you. Yay! So Bumblebee could be one of your living things. Totally. Bumblebee. How does Bumblebee affect you? What kind of properties, what kind of things does their specific breed typically take on? Or how do they affect you, or how can they affect you? So this could be plants. Oh, look, I found a little acorn or a little pine cone. That's one of my things. 5 things. I want you guys to look them up. You can take pictures. You can either know them already or you can learn about them. 5 things. Plants or animals that are around you. That's a very green witch mindset. And I feel like being aware of what is around you on your day-to-day life is really important. Okay? Then we already talked about the elemental. I can't believe I almost forgot my beagle. Yay! You can do this, Rebecca. It doesn't matter if you're in one room all the time. Then that might even be more important for you because of the fact that the energy and what's in that one room is going to affect you even more because you're there all of the time. So having a good awareness of what it is. Hi, Avalon. How are you? I'm just wrapping up. I've been talking for an hour and a half. Oh my gosh. So I just gave everybody some homework, actually quite a bit of homework. And this is the start of something. We're doing the Witchy Book Club. We just finished. And we received the Green Witch, which I'm sorry if I just ruined that for you because I know sometimes you get your subscription boxes late. I'm sorry. But this was in the Witch's Moon subscription box. And when I did my live unboxing, everybody wanted to do kind of a read through and discussion. So that's what we're doing. It was just so spontaneous and wonderful, lovely. We just talked for an hour and a half. It was so lovely. I thank you guys so much. I am going to get going because I'm sweating so bad sitting in this chair. So I hope that you guys all do your homework. And if not, that I hope that this invoked some really great things to think about for the next week. I am going to encourage you guys to read chapters 3 and 4. Yes, I hope that you guys, are we doing this every Monday at 9? It seems to be a good time for me, and a lot of you guys were ending up to be here. So yes, next week, it's 9 Eastern Standard. So I know some of you are all over the world. I know Avalon's in Australia. I got some people in the UK here right now. Thank you. This was great. Truly enjoyed. I appreciate you guys all for being here. This was amazing. This is exactly what I needed as well. So the 16th, next Monday at 9 a.m., we will be doing this again in the big comfy chair with Spirit still here with us. Hopefully I don't keep losing my sight here when I'm trying to read. Brightest blessings, everybody. Thank you so much. We will be going over chapters 3 and 4, probably rambling as much as we did this time. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you can take a little bit of what I said and what we talked about, and I really look forward to seeing how you did your homework. All right, I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful, magical day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye, Gina. Bye, everybody.